Welcome to She Sells Radio. It is day 10 of the Finish Strong Challenge. If you are joining me on this in real time, this is all about helping you close out and complete the end of the year really, really strong in whatever way that looks like for you. That could be hitting a financial target. It could be launching something new. It could be completing something new. It could be something that's maybe not as tangible, but for you is really important right now too. And so today we are talking about how focusing on giving and how to do that specifically in relation to the challenge is going to help you achieve your goals. And if you have not yet registered for the challenge, it's totally free. Every week you're going to get a workbook from me and my team that's all about helping you have focus and clarity and consistency in this last little bit of the year. So you can go to elisearcher.com/challenge and get yourself registered for that. And I'll give you a little bit more details at the end of the episode about how to participate, because we got some cool prizes that come with this too. So with that being said, I want you to take a moment and anchor into what is it that you are looking to accomplish by the completion of this challenge. Now, again, if you're listening to this in real time, you may have already gone through the earlier days and really thought about, okay, what do I want to complete by December 31st? If you're listening for the first time, but you're still listening in real time, think about it. What do you want to complete by the end of the year? And if you're listening at a later date, this still is going to apply. So I just want you to think about, what's my number one goal right now? All right. Now, as you think about that and think about what you're looking to complete, I'm curious, do you have any sort of angst, fear, worry, doubt that it's going to come? And it's so easy to get caught up in that energy around our goals, and that's actually our clear sign that we've forgotten how creation truly works, and that by the time you have the vision and you have the desire for it, it's really already done. And then it's about lining up with it. And that is a principle that I get to remind myself of on a regular basis too, as I create next level goals and then kind of go into the process of actually implementing them, right? We can all kind of forget the ease with which, in general, our goals can occur if we allow them to. So if any part of you is feeling nervous, anxious, fearful, questioning, doubting, today's challenge is actually a really powerful energy shifter, which is taking the attention off of yourself and focusing on how you can give. So when I talk about how you can give, this is not about, I was doing a training on this in the 10K club in one of my group programs, I don't know, a month or two ago. And one of the women brought up a great point. And she said, Elyse, I already give so much as a mom, as a wife, as a team member at work. She was like, the thought of trying to give more right now feels exhausting. It feels overwhelming. How am I going to add more in? So if you're listening to this and that's what you're feeling, I want you to see it as an invitation to get back to pouring into your cup. Where are you giving past the point of it feeling good? Where are you giving from that energy of depletion? Because if you're doing that, and again, it's easy to get into that trap, I understand, but it's not the energy that you're going to create your best career in life from. I can tell you that right now for sure. And I don't know who I first heard say this, I can't remember her name, but it really is for us as women, for everyone, right? We want to focus on giving from the overflow in our lives. And with that being said, if we feel fearful, doubtful, anxious, we can know we've gone back into ego thinking and we've gotten the focus on ourselves. That's the only time those emotions exist, is when we are focused on ourselves and when we are feeling and experiencing separation from our goal. And by focusing on not me and my goal, but what can I give? You'll notice that the energy actually shifts. Like your energy will shift powerfully and quickly because you're no longer focused on yourself. So if you're looking to dissolve some resistance that you may be harboring around you achieving your goal, this is a beautiful way to do it. You don't do it for that purpose, but it's kind of a side benefit. I hope that makes sense. So the invitation for today is what I would think about is what is it that you're looking to receive by the end of this challenge? What are you looking to create? And then what would be a way that you could give that now? There's two things I want you to think about here. So this is the first. What do you want to receive and how can you give it? So for example, let's say you want X number of amazing clients working with you. How could you give a referral to somebody else right now to get a new client? What would that be like for you? I've got another client who I know is taking a challenge. She may smile when she hears this because she'll probably know this is her. But really, she's looking for clarity right now. Like her goal is clarity around what she's going to be doing next. And I encouraged her to let that be the goal for this challenge. So if I were her, I might look at how can I help somebody else get some clarity on what their next thing is? Do I have a friend? Do I have a coworker? Do I have someone I know who is currently kind of struggling with what's that next step? And could I carve out 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time I have to sit down with them and try to help them get some clarity? And in that energy of giving, that energy of giving clarity, that energy of giving the referral, that energy of giving the thing that you want to receive, in turn, you will be more in alignment with receiving that in your own life. There's a beautiful book called The Diamond Cutter. I forget the author, but it's, if I'm remembering, it's been a few years since I read it. It's like Buddhist principles applied to the business world. Really, really cool. But this is one of those, right? We give what we want to receive. So that's part one of the question I want you to consider in terms of giving. Part two that you could look at here is where are you holding back from giving of your gifts and talents? Because that can be another place where we can give more, right? We're always looking at expanding our capacity. If you want to expand your capacity to receive, you also get to expand your capacity to give. Oftentimes that's in terms of giving of your natural gifts and talents. So is there something you've been feeling called to do? Have you been feeling called to launch a podcast, write that book, be more visible on social, put your hat in the ring for speaking on bigger stages, launch your own business? I don't know. But where are you holding back from giving of your gifts and talents? And how could you lean into that more today? What's one thing you could do to lean into giving more of those gifts and talents today? So those are we'll call them your questions for consideration on day 10 of the challenge. And again, if you're following along and taking the challenge in real time, you can get entered to win some really, really cool prizes that we're going to be rolling out for our participants before the end of this year. All you need to do is, number one, make sure you're registered. So elisearcher.com/challenge. And then as you complete the daily challenge, you should have a little graphic that you get to share on Instagram. You check off, I completed today's challenge. For today, I want you to make a decision in one of those areas. What are you going to give? How can you give what you want to receive through this? Or how could you give more of your gifts and talents as we go into the rest of this year? So as you've made that decision and taken action on that, you check it off on the graphic for today, share it on social, tag me at Elyse Archer and use the hashtag #SheSellsChallenge to get registered and not to get registered, but for us to know that you did the challenge for today so that you can get involved in some very cool prize drawings coming up. I hope you enjoyed today's challenge. This is a beautiful way, not only for you to step into receiving what you want, but to have more enjoyment along the way and along the process. So I will see you tomorrow for day 11 of the challenge. So excited for you to keep participating in this, sending lots of love, and I will